Welcome, everybody, to a special episode of Tech Talk. I'm your host, Steve Santamoris, and I'm with El Jefe, the boss, Mario Zaki. What's going on, Mario?
Not much, Steve. How you doing?
I'm doing good. So it took a while, but the day is finally here. Um, so today we're going to be doing like a high level overview of the Mazteck VIP platform. Uh, if you're a client of ours, this is included. You'll have access to it, and all of the applications, and there's more coming. We're including. So this will be like a kind of like a high level overview. There will be tutorial videos for each platform, which took Mario forever.
Yeah, I had to record it a few times, but we're in a happy place
You
with it
excited?
now.
You don't seem excited.
I'm very
It took us
excited.
like months to get here. Oh, I should
Yeah,
do the.
what happened? Are we starting over?
Yeah, celebration. All right. I should have did that before. Actually, I'm not a great host. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is the. You can tell we just do one take on this. So, so this is just again, it is a high level overview. There will be tutorial videos for each platform. So currently, right now, there are 5 platforms. One of them is, I believe, Better Tracker is coming soon, right? There's just
Yeah.
some.
Better Tracker is the only one out of the ones currently live that is not was not designed by us, but it's a great system, and we'll talk about it in a minute.
But how
It's a
funny
great
is
system.
that? That the MSP was able to put out their applications, and Better Tracker still is being tested.
Well, in their
The-
defense, their
Mhm.
system is live. You can
Right.
use it, you can do it, but it's not to our standard.
Mm.
And one thing that when you start using it and notice, to log into any of the platforms instead of creating username and passwords and stuff like that, everything is integrated with Microsoft 365, like single sign-on. So
Hmm.
well, no matter if you're signing into our onboarding or offboarding form, our HR policies or licensing, you can just click on and sign in with your Microsoft SSO. Better Tracker is still putting that together. Fortunately,
Mm.
they've been putting that together for a few months now. So there's a couple things that I feel like once they actually get in place, it will fit perfectly into our VIP ecosystem.
Right. So now Mara's going to kind of go over each one individual, but I'll just kind of just quickly do a quick overview. So there's Better Tracker, which we've been talking about. It's basically being able to manage contracts, and applications, right, in one place, right. So and it's built for businesses. Wait, go back one. I'm just
Oh, sorry. I thought that was
you're
like my
messing me
cue.
up. So that's Better Tracker. Then there's the HR platform, right? Which you'll be able to do hirings, firings, new employee onboardings, reviews. There's the onboarding and offboarding platform. So that would be when you're doing new onboardings, and this one, this and the licensing platform is the two that I'm most excited about because I'm dealing with it as a client success manager. But when you're doing offboardings, previously people had would contact us, hey, we're going to fire so and so at 5 o'clock. Now everything could essentially be automated. Onboardings, you're able to customize actually each onboarding, create templates. The licensing platform, which is being able to manage all of the assets, okay, the Microsoft licenses in one place, actually being able to purchase the licenses, create aliases. I mean, I don't want to steal Mario's
Well,
thunder. I don't know
well,
if you could.
you're kind of mixing some of them together. So
Mm-hmm.
the onboarding, offboarding, you'll be able to purchase license,
Mm-hmm.
terminate somebody, hire somebody. That will automatically be fed to the HR platform, so you don't have to go into the HR platform and
Mm-hmm.
actually terminate somebody in there. Once you go into, like, say, for example, the onboarding platform and hire somebody, they'll automatically be because we're pulling your employees from the 365 portal. It will
Mm.
have your active users in there. So if you fire somebody, they'll be disabled. If you hire somebody, they'll be enabled. They'll have access to the HR platform. Everything is going to be fed together. Very minimal manual entries. Uh, the licenses platform will also show your live 365 licenses that you have, because uh, a ticket that we see on a common basis is, can you give me a list of all our 365 users? Could you give
Hmm.
us a list of all our computers? We have integrated our tools into this platform, so any of our customers will be able to log in and see exactly which computers we have access to. If they can see it on there, then that means that's the same ones we can see. Same thing with Microsoft 365. Anybody that's licensed will be active in there. You can see what licenses they have, and you can onboard them, terminate them, so on.
Yeah, the licensing platform is actually the one the one that I'll be involved with probably the most. And then last is policies platform. So how many policies are in there now?
As of the recording today, July 2nd, it's 158. But it also has the ability to upload your own policy. So if you have something already uh, put together, no matter what it is, you can upload it right into there and push it to all or specific employees.
Sweet. All right. So Mario now will do more of a breakdown of each platform.
Yeah, so the first platform is Better Tracker. Think of it as similar to Rocket Money, where it can track your recurring expenses, stuff like that. But the Rocket Money is for individuals. A Better Tracker is more for your business. You'll be able to integrate or connect your all your company credit cards, bank account information in a secure manner. Everything we're going to be talking about today and forever is always going to be done with security top of mind. So Better Tracker, and we've vetted it. We're using it ourselves. It will show you all your recurring expenses for the company. It will categorize, stuff like meals and entertainment, utilities, and so on. Think of it as QuickBooks on crack that will automatically be able to, once you've set up the connection, it will automatically pull stuff, send you reports. You can upload contracts. So, for example, say you have a contract with a vendor, and it's like a 3-year contract, but there's certain things with it that you have to give them, like a 90-day notice and stuff like that. You can upload the contract. It will automatically use AI to itemize everything on that contract or invoice. You can enter when you signed up, when your expiration date is, when you have to give them a notice. So it'll give you reminders along the way. It will tell you if you have any recurring, duplicate invoice charges on any of your credit card. But it's also a great way to track subscriptions. So sometimes you may not realize, like a construction company may have like a couple different licenses that they didn't realize one of their employees purchased something on their own. So, it will help you get a full overview of your expenses, and it puts it in the correct categories. Yes, there's, Better Tracker is probably the only platform that we have that will require a little bit of setup, and we will help you, or you'll be able to contact Better Tracker and get everything sorted. We'll set up a onboarding call, even a demo call, and kind of walk you through everything you need. So Better Tracker again is not our platform, but we're partnered with it, and we are also including this with all our customers, no matter which managed services plan you're on, as a thank you, to all our VIP customers.
And just to add one thing, especially now in the days of AI, where everyone is subscribing to all these different platforms, so it's going to help with like shadow IT. So you're going to be able to eliminate like redundancy. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of people have more subscriptions than they think. I know I was on this list, so
Yeah, and they have a couple different sections in there. Navistack, your central registry for all your tools. Again, it will show you every tool that you're using. You may have to kind of put it into correct categories because just like even QuickBooks, sometimes it's recognizing things in a different category. I know my Amex and my Capital One sometimes thinks something is. Um, like a utility, but it's not, so, you may have to, you will have to kind of get it, get it set up. It will show you, like I said, all your expenses. It will show you the recurring expenses. You'll be, like I mentioned, you'll be able to upload all your contracts, customer reports, and it uses AI to detect the information. You're not going to have to do much manual entry into there. Um, you'll also be able to discover, the hidden, reports. Like, I'm sorry, not the hidden reports, like the certain things that maybe have access into your platform. I think, yeah, they call it 365 Scout. So it'll actually go into your Microsoft tenant and see, like, hey, are you aware that um, your Microsoft 365 is integrated with like HubSpot. And if you're not using HubSpot, then, there's no reason to use it or to keep it in there. You let support know, we get rid of it. So that is not something we will know. That's something we give you guys permission. Like when somebody requests permission, we grant it. But this is everlasting. So sometimes if you're looking at something like, oh, we stopped using HubSpot last year, let's remove it. So we'll give you a full detailed report on all that stuff. Um, that's it. That's Better Tracker. The next platform is the HR platform, right? So HR platform is one of the systems that we have put together, and now this is a light, like I want to say it's a light HR platform. It does not do payroll. We don't really want to get into sensitive information with payroll, but it does let you, again, pull all your live users from your Microsoft 365. Uh, it will it will give you the ability to, thank you. Sorry, somebody was at my door. Uh, see all your employees in there. You'll be able to set up annual reviews, or you can do if you're doing quarterly reviews, it'll give you a template that you can customize yourself. We also have like 25 pre-built questions that you can put in there. Uh, Let me see what else. You'll be able to have disciplinary, you can set it that you had it's pretty much to document any talks or tough talks that you've had with your employees, no matter if it's a verbal conversation. If you want to put it in formal writing, you can put it in there. You can have them sign it and then upload it to the platform. You'll be able to then refer to it at a later time.
can you use
uh,
the AI to actually fire the person?
I mean, we can build that. We can do that.
Tens
We
of
can.
minutes.
It'll take us about tens of minutes to do that. Um, you know, Again, it's a straightforward. As you can see on here, different questions that you'll be able to use the performance for. So on this example, we have a performance for our AI agent. Which he's doing a hell of a job. And
Who's that?
you,
Maximus?
yeah,
Marcus.
Maximus.
Marcus.
This
Oh,
one
there's
was
two.
Maximus. Yeah,
Oh,
we
there's
have
two.
two, Maximus, and we have Marcus, and I'm sure there's more to come.
Yeah, Mario loves Gladiator.
Let me see. And then you'll also be able to kind of, and this is something that me and you, Steve, are very familiar with. Um, when we're posting stuff on like Indeed, we have to go through and uh, pull different job descriptions and stuff like that, or find a previous one. and repost that. It gives this platform has a built-in way where you can put all the different job descriptions and all the information that you have to go back and use, at a later time. It'll give you a central place so you're not saving it in documents, on your computer that you may forget where they are.
Yeah, I know all this all too well.
Um, and let's see, the next thing, we talked about the new consulting statement. So as you can see here, you can set up a verbal warning, a performance improved plan, suspension, final warning. I don't know why the final warning is on twice on this example, but you can have a written warning, and then you'll be able to print it up and have the employee sign it. Once they sign it, you can upload it back in there. Um,
It's for the more
and
lenient boss. You have a
yeah,
final warning, and then you have the final warning.
and the HR platform is one of the platforms that where if you're an admin, you'll have more access to things like obviously performance uh, reviews and disciplinary reviews and stuff like that. If you're not an admin, if you're just a regular employee, if you log into that same platform, you'll only see the stuff that it pertains to you. If some, your warnings, your reviews, policies that we're going to be talking about will also be visible into there. So admins will have more access. Employees will have access to only the stuff that they're put in charge of. Or sorry, that was assigned to
Company
do.
handbook, you could do through here.
Yeah, yeah, you'll be able to also upload your forms. Like if you have certain forms and stuff like that, you'll be able to upload it, and the employee will only see the forms or policies that you have assigned to them. All right, and then that brings us to the next um, platform, which is the policies platform. So, as we mentioned, we have 158 different policies, and some of them are like an AI use policy, a work from home policy, a you know, policies policy. Like there's so many different policies that are there that are predefined. You'll be able to generate it. You can print it right then and there. And we had one of
Did
our
the
beta
slide
customers.
change? Because I don't think it changed on the.
Oh, it didn't? I'm sorry. Uh,
No,
how about
I
that?
thought it was a
Yeah,
delay.
yeah. So it will have, like a secure storage, all these documents, you'll be able to preview it. You'll be able to generate it. Like I was saying, one of our beta customers needed some policies for an insurance or audit. So he was able to go in there, generate these policies. Took him, I think, probably a total of like 3 minutes to generate the ones that he wanted. It will automatically put their logo, your logo on there. You'll be able to export it to PDF or Word if you want to customize it. It will automatically go through and enter all your customer information in there. And then again, one-off prints, or you can assign it to your employees or all your employees, or upload your own personal. The policies platform, I think, is the most straightforward. You know, covers what's needed. Let's see. And then the next platform is the licensing platform, and like you mentioned, this is probably one of the more exciting platforms,
For me, for sure. Let
right?
me just say one thing before you go on. So, for any one of our clients, I visited you and we sat down multiple times. You know that when we go over Microsoft, when we go over like the assets and we go over any of the documentation, usually it's you need a microscope sometimes to read it. Also, when we sit down, a lot of times the computer names, a lot of times it's always let me get back to you, and they try to kind of match them up. This solves all of those problems. And Mario will walk you through it. Sorry, I'm excited
No, no,
about
no.
this one. So
Yeah, no problem. So um, once you go into the licensing platform, you'll have several different options, right? So you'll have, and it'll let you create your own template. All right. When you're, if you're keeping track of like Bluebeam or certain, licenses that actually require serial numbers, You'll be able to upload it in there, keep it in a central place, see which users or which computers have this software installed on there. It will automatically, if you put in that we have a total of like say 10 licenses, once we assign it, it'll automatically decrease the number from 9 to 8 to 7. So you'll be able to see all your licenses, even if it's not something purchased by us. You can enter it using a custom, whatever template you want to customize. You'll be able to sort it by the license, by the users, um, and be able to view everything in one screen. Then we took it further, and then we're like, well, if we're talking about licenses, let's talk about Microsoft 365. And when we switch over to you click over to the tab that has Microsoft 365, it will show you the person's name, the license, their email address, and the license that they have. You'll also be able to export this list to keep it, if you want to kill some trees and you print it up, you'll be able to do that. And this is pulling live, live from your Microsoft 365. You'll also, the next tab over, you'll be able to see the computers. So
But
you'll
just
see
one
all.
thing on the licenses. Sorry, I think you're able to also see how many you have left, right? So if you
Uh,
reassign licenses.
you will be able to see that on the last tab.
Okay,
Let me
that's
switch
huge
over.
because you'll know, because
Well,
sometimes people request to buy a license, and like this way everything's kind of clear.
yeah.
I didn't mean to
Uh,
jump ahead.
no, it's fine.
I told you I'm excited.
So if you can see on here, the last tab will show you your existing, licenses that you're using. So if you have like Microsoft Business Standard, it will show you, you have uh, a current quantity. It will also show you the expiration. Because the majority of our customers are on a 1 year commit to Microsoft, it will tell you when they're supposed to expire. Our system will automatically decrease it. So for example, like in this one, I know it's a little hard to see, but the apps for business, it shows you that you have 20 available, 11 of them are being used. Um, Actually, this AI, I think, screwed up the numbers, Steve. Uh, um, or I don't know if it is, but it's going to change the quantity from 20 to 10, and it's
Mhm.
scheduled to do it in October. So this is obviously an example that we're putting together, but your system, the customer systems, will be pulling the live information.
Yeah, just to see, we're referring to the AI used to put together the presentation, not the AI in the platform that you're going to be
Yeah,
using.
yeah, the one that we used to present, try to make it all pretty for you guys. It looked like it finagled some numbers around and stuff like that, but the live environment has been fully tested. It is pulling the correct information, correct dates. It will automatically adjust licenses accordingly, upon that renewal. So like you said, people always want to know what they have available, what they, when their renewals are and stuff like that, because people sometimes don't understand if they purchase 10 and then they only have 9 employees, they're still on the hook for 10. And that's not from us, that is from Microsoft.
Mhm.
If you want to go month to month, you're going to have to pay more money. It's like 20% more. So in most cases, it's better to just go with a yearly commit and kind of manage the licenses accordingly. Any other questions, Steve?
No, no.
Okay. So this one comes back to the second to last tab that I was talking about. Your the computers. It will show you a list of all your computers. You'll be able to reassign a name. So for example, admin PC, we added an alias and called it Laura for anybody that kind of wants to keep track of who's using what computer. I'll also show you the last sign in. So the last person that signed in to this computer was Laura. It'll let you know that it's a Windows workstation versus like if it's a laptop, and it'll also show you if it's a Mac computer. And then finally, the last tab is going to show you when that computer was last rebooted. We took this screenshot a few weeks ago, sometime in June, so that's why this is a little outdated. But
Shows
yeah,
you how
it'll.
long it took us to put this together.
But you'll be able to, and this is live information. This is pulling exact, that information live. Once you log in, as you can see, there's a refresh button in here. It will automatically, give you the latest and greatest information right then and there.
I just want to add one thing on the
Yeah.
aliases. So this is something that we discussed internally here. When I go on these meetings and we're sitting down with clients and doing these client success meetings, strategic business reviews, one of the things that always comes up when we're going over the assets, almost always, especially for companies that are plus, let's say 20, 25 computers, when they're looking at them, a lot of times because there's a system that they have, and obviously they don't usually go by name in case the person's fired, right? So a lot of times this comes up where they're not 100% sure, and then it's always, well, leave it with us, we'll get back to you, which creates now more work essentially for the client because now they have to go and just make sure. So this actually helps a lot because I can't tell you how many times I'm on the phone and which computer is this? Is this in the conference room or is this here or or is this the whose laptop is this for the people who have like more than one computer? So I know we kind of glossed over it, but I think that people being able to have this live is really going to help a lot. It
Yeah.
helped me too.
And the next platform is the onboarding offboarding platform. Now, currently, the way we do onboardings and offboardings, you go to mazteck.com/new employee or um, offboard employee, or I forgot what the exact URL is. Uh, and that just automatically opens up a ticket. The technicians get it and they start working on it. And, that process usually will take anywhere from 45 minutes to 2 hours, depending on if it's a, complicated setup or not. We've decided to use AI and automate as much as we can. So when you go into the onboarding or offboarding, you can now onboard an employee or onboard a new computer, or offboard an employee or offboard a computer. So if you have somebody that has a computer that's no longer going to be used, you can go ahead and select it, and it will automatically uninstall all our software right then and there. Now, no matter if you're using the onboarding or the offboarding, once you submit this information, it's going to gather up that information, put it into a queue, and open up a ticket. The technicians will review everything, and then they will approve it. This system is not going to automatically just go ahead and onboard and purchase licenses and stuff like that. It's only going to be um, it has to be approved. You could even schedule an offboarding. So say somebody puts in their 2 week notice and their last day is, July 10th. You can go ahead and put in, all right, July 10th at 10 o'clock, John Doe is no longer here, remove the license, set up a forwarding, email, forward all his emails to here, make it into a shared mailbox, and so on. Onboard, you can schedule for 5 o'clock. The technician still has to approve it. So if you're putting this in after hours, it's not going to be approved till the next day. But as long as, if that time period is in between, then, you don't want to kind of schedule it. You want to, or you want to let us know as soon as possible because technicians still have to approve everything. And then just to let everybody know, not everybody's going to have access to the onboarding and offboarding system. Only admins will have access to it. Okay. So you'll be able to select, the license that they want, the permissions, if you want to give them access to some SharePoint sites, some distribution groups, um, you know, shared mailboxes, distribution groups, SharePoint, all that stuff. They'll have access. You'll be able to select exactly what they want. It also eliminates a lot of the ticket going back and forth. We call it ticket tennis or email tennis. So you'll be able to enter all that stuff in. You'll have an option on the bottom to customize your onboarding. So if you're always wanting it something additional, you'll be able to add it into there. And
You
the
could create
technicians will
templates
get,
too, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's like you put in, you type in the sentence, you hit enter, and it'll give you the option to keep it there for a later time. All right, next slide. So like we mentioned, we can do immediate or scheduled onboardings or offboardings. You'll be able to, as you can see here, select which computer they're going to be using. So if they're using an existing computer, it will pull that same list that we talked about before with the aliases. It will pull that information and say, okay, since we want her to use, we want John Doe to use Laura's PC, we can do that. And then later on, once we onboard, you can go ahead and change the alias. Um, and that's it. That's pretty much the whole thing in a box. 5 platforms, one seamless experience. We're going to be always adding more platforms. There's a sales tracker coming soon. Um, there were any ideas, if anybody comes up with any ideas that they want us to include, we'll include it. But this is also going to, one of the main reasons we wanted to do this is to show you the type of platforms that we're able to put together, because we've had a lot of conversations with customers or prospects that want us to create custom platforms for them, right?
Yeah, one of
uh,
the big problems in this space, which I think we covered, before, is currently right now you have AI consultants and agencies kind of, doing a lot of this work, but the problem is they don't, and we've had conversations with some because we've gotten contacted by, that's kind of like how this whole thing started. We were getting contacted by clients and, to give an agency access, we need to make sure it's secure. And when they can't answer simple questions, and their knowledge is really AI, which is understandable, but the missing piece is, what about infrastructure? What about security? So we want to make sure that not only is it done right, but it's done securely.
Yeah. And, we have also had conversations with people that want to do their own thing. They're like, well, can you teach me how to do that? Well, we can set it up where, what we're going to be introducing soon is AI in a box. We're going to give you a box that will store your information store your information in a secure manner without accessing the live data, so that way you can create your own dashboards, create your own applications, and you're not at jeopardy to go ahead and blow up your own live data. Again, everything we do in a secure manner. So we've set it up where you'll be able to have full access to your information, but not, with safeguards in place to not be able to blow it up.
Yeah, and we're probably, essentially the other issue with agencies and consultants doing it is the dependency model, right? You have to depend on them to build everything. For us, we really don't care. We just, our number one, we're an MSP, so everything we do is security focused. So whether you build it or we build it, we really don't care. So it's whatever, whatever way works best for you. If you guys have time and people want to venture into this, I mean, it's a whole new world. We can, help you do that. If you want it to be, you want us to build it as well, we go that route as well.
Yeah, and that's going to be completely white glove. We'll meet with you guys like a weekly or bi-weekly basis, gather up all the information, take care of everything for you guys from A to Z, and present to you along the way, and modify and update and fix bugs, and do anything that you want we'll be talking about our AI launch probably in a week or so about that, right?
Yeah, exactly. Now you are really complete solutions A to Z. The A for AI. You were
Yeah.
24 years ahead of time when you came up with the name. Who knew you were a psychic?
It's not the first time I've heard that before.
Uh, all right. Anything else, Mario?
No, that's it. We're going to be sending this out to all our existing customers. We're going to send this out to some prospects. The platform is going to be given out to all our customers. If you are listening to this and you're not an existing customer, it's time to sign up.
Call
Or
me.
if you want, we can talk about giving you access as well.
All right, guys. Um, so until next time, which will be in a week.
Yeah, and
Adios. Any
we're
last
gonna
words?
be doing like a we haven't scheduled the dates yet, but we're gonna be doing like a live webinar, where we Q&A for any of the platforms, or if you want to talk about AI, we'll have some um, actual live webinars where we can dig in further into one of the platforms or any of the platforms, answer some questions, and do that. So we will be doing this on a regular basis, except for the next ones it will be scheduled, and you'll be able to sign up and come on live with us and ask any questions.
Yeah, and one of the things we'll also do occasionally is just kind of do like a sneak peek, and actually building some of the stuff, and kind of for those of you who aren't doing it, kind of take you behind the scenes. Because again, it's not the difficult, it's the testing. It's just very time consuming, but it's a lot of fun. So again, if we kind of show you just kind of behind the scenes of some of this, how some of the stuff is built, it may prompt you guys to, just want to jump in and do it.
All right, guys,
All right,
that'll
guys.
do it.
Until next time. Adios.